So guys, we have a new cookie, Awakened White Lily cookie. And I'm going to show you, oh, I just have a cooldown biscuit. That's not what she uses, but crazy that she has 1 million power just without any toppings and just a biscuit. That's kind of funny. I'm going to show you the best builds for White Lily cookie. But first, let's actually look into her skill. A flower bud that sprouted through an adversity bursts open, dealing periodic damage to nearby enemies and additional damage depending on the number of buffs White Lily cookie has on herself. Enemies affected by the skill will become entangled in the vines, unable to move or use skills for a certain time. The Bloom of Freedom deals damage to nearby enemies, increases their grass type damage they take, and applies the seeds debuff. The seeds will sprout after some time, dealing damage to nearby enemies and entangling them in vines. Seed sprouting time will decrease whenever the target receives healing. Whenever White Lily cookie uses her skill or any other team member gains a debuff, they will gain the Dawn Lily Restoration buff. This is like the White Lily's built-in Explorer's monocle. Once Dawn Lily Restoration buff receives a certain number of stacks, it'll dispel all debuffs and heal the targets, while gaining the Petals Restoration to certain cookies from the team. At the start of the battle, certain cookies from the team will gain Petals Restoration, like that's just said. White Lily cookie cannot be silenced or shackled. Goodbye, Shadow Milk. Once per battle, if White Lily cookie is defeated, she will become unable to act, but will be protected by Remembrance of Yearning for a short while. Blossoms of Adversary damage is 4 hits over 2 seconds. Single hit damage is 373% of attack. Ignores 40% of damage resist. Okay. Extra damage is 70% per 1x buff on self. Caps at 700%, so that can get up to 1000% of White Lily cookie's attack if she has 20 buffs on herself. Grass type damage plus 8% for 15 seconds stacks up to 3 times. So now for the vines, it's just going to be shackle for 3 seconds, and then once the vines duration is over, the enemy receives minus 80% movement speed for 10 seconds and weakness buff of 30%. Debuff, I mean. Damage after Vine's duration is over or target is immune is 532.6% and ignores 40% of damage resist. Everything's going to be ignoring damage resist here. Freedom's Bloom damage 10 hits over 2.5 seconds. It should say seconds. Single hit damage is 61% of attack plus damage equal to 27.9% of max HP. You gotta look. White Lily cookie at my base level has that much HP. 932,000 HP. The skill is going to be doing 27.9% of it. Just do the math there. I'm not doing it. That's just going to be crazy. Ignores 40% of damage resist. Seeds sprout time after 10 seconds and vines applied after sprouting. Seed sprouting time minus 1 second if target receives healing, so that's going to be a good counter to Do-Il, who I think is slowly getting out of the meta. Bloom damage targets with seed is 65.8% of attack, ignores 40% of damage resist, and damage equal to 27.5% of max HP. Okay. Bloom area damage is 652.5% of attack and 16.6%. Okay, so that's just going to be focused towards cookies. Okay. Dawn Lily Restoration. So this is just going to be the built-in monocle for White Lily. And once you gain 15 stacks, you gain 7 when White Lily uses her skill. Once you get 15 stacks, it dispels and debuffs on allies and heals them for 122.9% of White Lily cookie's attack. Gain 1 stack per 5 debuffs. So it's going to be debuffs and then White Lily cookie using her skill. I think that's what's going to trigger it the most. Petals Restoration. Now this is the incapacitated things. So stun, shackle, guilt, silence, all that. So Petals Restoration, 1 stack for 2 ally cookies with the highest attack upon the start of the battle. And when Dawn Lily Restoration triggers, Petals Restoration effect is when target is incapacitated, removes Petals of Restoration and dispels all possible incapacitating effects on them while granting immunity from such effects for 5 seconds. HP shield and healing target for 17.8% of max HP. Okay, that's gonna be really good. Provides protection from incapacitating effect after the duration of ends, and incapacitating effect protection is for 15 seconds. HP shield is 20% of target's max HP for 10 seconds. And now for just the ancient cookie, she gets a passive debuff of just 30%, damage resist plus 35%, remembrance of yearning and vulnerability for 2.5 seconds, and cooldown minus 50% when defeated. Heals for 70% of max HP, damage dampening plus 25%, and grass damage 25%. Okay, you're broken. You're gonna be broken. Let's throw in White Lily with this Salt Cellar cookie. Let me just throw random build. Okay, I only put defense on Salt Cellar cookie because of the skill. Look, it says damage resist plus 1% for every 1% of defense increased with Beast Skit. Oh, it's only with Beast Skit. Okay, well, you learn some, you don't learn some. Oh, never mind, there's a couple defense increase on her Beast Skit. You might be wondering what White Lily cookie build is. Her build is actually going to be 2 different things, right? Obviously, you're going to have the full damage resist bypass biscuit. You're also going to want to run damage resist cooldown attack with a raspberry build and damage resist cooldown attack with a chocolate build. I do have a crit subset. That's fine if you want to give her one. Here are her 2 builds. Here are the all gears. You're really going to want to have damage resist cooldown attack for all the substats. I think honestly what she can do, she could honestly run a HP build, like cooldown damage resist HP, but never mind, all my hollyberry has all those toppings. We'll just throw on all these random toppings. She could honestly run this just because because of her one skill attack, she can honestly just run full HP. And her full HP is at 1.7 million HP. And I'm theory crafting for Arena right now. If you give her and Hollyberry the tube, she's going to do insane damage. Just saying. Keep that in mind. I'm going to show off HP here, which I just figured out right now, just after reading the skill for the first time. Attack and cooldown. So obviously Salt Cellar Cookie is just going to be there for show, I guess. I guess I'll do dark mode. It's not like it's going to be any more difficult with the new awakened cookie. And then White Lily Cookie's rally effect does grass type damage plus 20% for 15 seconds when a grass type cookie uses their skill. Damages plus 15% stacks up to 2 times. That's really good. All right, so we're going to show White Lily Cookie's skill first. There's the whole thing. It looks cool. Now, Salt Cellar Cookie. Oh, there's Petals of Restoration as well. That's also what I wanted to show. Yeah, Salt Cellar's a summoner. There goes White Lily again. See? Now there's a Dawn Lily Restoration. I don't know if you saw it, but I don't know if the stacks gain that much. All right, go Salt Cellar. Yeah, the boss just got melted. And see, there's the stacks. Easy win, of course. Now, Salt Cellar actually did some damage. White Lily did some healing. You know what? I'm going to try it on 1730. I want to see if this works on 1730. Oh, wait, no. Actually, I'm going to fight 1422. So I'm going to try 1422 with White Lily Cookie on HP. Because Affogato Cookie is a actual cookie. For freedom. Yeah, those auto attacks do nothing. She's obviously going to be really good in challenge mode as well. Let me know in the comments if you guys want a guide for that, because I usually only do builds and then arena. What else do you guys want to see? If you're here in the video, just what else do you guys want to see? I think he died before the boss screen even came up. That was crazy. Okay, that was really crazy. All right, well, honestly, what do you guys think of White Lily Cookie? Tell me in the comments with commenting all caps, White Lily Awaken. You guys will do that for me, right? Now, with all of the ancients and beasts, all 6 stars, I can show you one thing. There's going to be a polling session once I get home from school of all of my Fateful Cutters. And we're going to be holding a poll on which banner in my Discord server, on what banner we're going to do. That's all we're going to do. That's pretty much it. This is coming in 2 weeks, so if you don't have Awaken White Lily Cookie right now, then you can get her in 2 weeks if you have Fateful Cutters saved up. That's pretty much it, and I hope you guys have a good time pulling Awaken White Lily Cookie.